Hi family, so in today's video I'm dusting off my ends and I'm starting this off on hair that I pre-stretched the previous day with African threading. Shrinkage can give you an illusion of damaged ends, so it's better to stretch your hair all the way through so that you know exactly what you are cutting. Some people blow dry their hair, some even silk press just to get a clearer picture of the split ends so that they can do a good job. But I'm not using heat on my hair, and so I decided to stretch with African threading, and what I did was to detangle properly and also to put my hair in twists. So I'll be showing you two ways I dust off my ends, but in the meantime I put all the sections in twist with well parted lines because I didn't want to miss any strand whilst cutting. So the first method, I do it without twists. I take a section, stretch out the ends with my fingers to identify the split ends or the ends that I'm supposed to dust off. I also use the comb to detangle and kind of stretch so that shrinkage is not making it look like everything needs to go. So there are two important things I came across when I was reading around how to safely dust off or trim off your ends. One is to use very good shears, which means that no counter scissors, no kitchen scissors. The shears must be sharp and ideally reserved for the purpose of cutting the hair only. So after stretching out my hair with the comb and identifying the ends that needs to go, I now go in with my scissors and make clean cuts. So here's a little experiment I did. I used the counter scissors and the shears to cut thread to see what the difference would be. My counter scissors is not very sharp because I use it for lots of other stuff. And so whilst trying to cut, let's see what happens. This is what the cut end of the thread with the counter scissors is looking like. As you can see, the ends look damaged and I had to cut more than once to be able to get it off. So if you use blunt scissors on the hair, you are going to end up with split ends, which does more harm than good to the hair. Here's what the cut end of the thread with the sharp shears look like. I only had to cut once and it doesn't look like it has any damage on the end. So if you're going to be trimming off or dusting off your ends all by yourself, then get very good shears so that you wouldn't do more harm than good to your hair. Otherwise, see a trusted professional to help you with that. I got the shears I'm using from Amazon and it has really good reviews, that's why I got that. So I'll be linking it in the description for anyone who is interested to check it out. I got it for around $15. So the second method is dusting off my ends in twists. So earlier, as you saw, I detangled my hair and also stretched it very well before putting it in twists so that I could get the ends. So I stretched the ends, look at where it's really looking light and weak, identify where it begins from, and then I cut from there. Usually I divide my twist into two sections, put them in scrunches, and then I bring them out one by one and dust off the ends just so that I don't miss any twist. Last time I dusted off my ends was about 6 months ago. Usually when I see single strand knots and also when my ends are tangling up a lot whilst I'm manipulating, especially on wash days, then I know it's time to dust off my ends. There is this myth that dusting off your ends or trimming off your ends actually grows your hair. That is not the case. What happens is that when you dust off your ends or trim off your ends, you avoid knots and tangles that actually breaks off your hair, and so you're able to retain good length. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Rosy Natural. My name is Rose, and on this channel, I share my natural hair journey. It includes hair care, hairstyles, and a few DIYs to help with the journey. If this is something you are interested in, don't forget to subscribe and let's go on this journey together. I'd like to say thank you to all my old and returning subscribers. You guys are just so wonderful. I always like to read your comments and as much as possible respond to them. The second important thing to note is that dusting off or trimming the ends of the hair is better done on dry hair, not to say desert dry hair though. My hair was washed the previous day and stretched with African threading, and I'm doing this dusting off the next day, and so it wasn't desert dry, it had moisture. For wet hair, there will be shrinkage and some of the strands will be curly, and so you will not get a clear picture of the ends that you need to dust off. Some professionals do this on wet hair, but if you are doing this at home, my advice, stretch your hair, dry it, at least air dry or blow dry it, and then you can trim off the ends that you see. If you are in doubt of whether or not to get a trim or dust off your ends, or even the tools to use, you can always see a professional and learn from there. Please click the like button if this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in my next video.